my name is Amanda Hundley, and I'm the Quality Improvement Manager for the ARC Alliance's Supports Coordination Organization. Today, I'm joined by Catherine Helen, one of Tech Owl's AAC Services Coordinator, and Thomas D'Agostino, Tech Owl's Outreach and Training Coordinator. Tech Owl is an assistive technology program at the Institute on Disabilities at Temple University.
Welcome, and thank you, Amanda, for the introduction. So my name is Tom, and I am here representing Tech Owl. Tech Owl stands for Technology for Our Whole Lives. My colleague, Catherine Helen, is here. Catherine, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I am a speech and language pathologist, and I work with AAC, which stands for Augmentative and Alternative Communication, and that's part of the assistive technology that Tech Owl works with, but only part of it.
Wonderful. And my name is Tom, like I said. I am the Outreach and Training Coordinator, and I work a lot with general assistive technology across many of the programs that we offer at Tech Owl.
Tech Owl PA used to be known as PAT, Pennsylvania's Initiative on Assistive Technology, but we changed that up a few years ago, along with changing up our website and how people access our information, just to make sure it was as accessible and friendly, user-friendly as possible. We are a program that is part of the Institute on Disabilities, as Amanda said, and we are housed at Temple University. But we face outwards. We serve the entire Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And part of what we do is to act as the state's AT Act program under federal law. So we implement a whole bunch of different types of programs for Pennsylvanians with disabilities and their families, and for older Pennsylvanians as well. And we're gonna tell you guys all about that today. We try to use a professional model. So we are federally funded and nonprofit. We do not have any corporate sponsors. And that allows us to kind of be assistive technology agnostic. So we don't pick one side over another side, because assistive technology is really all about the user of that technology. It's centered on that individual person, their abilities, and what works best for them. And so as a program for the state, what we do is to try to educate and inform people in Pennsylvania about their options, because there's a lot of stuff out there that people don't even realize they have access to. Even when it comes to something like your smartphone and the accessibility settings that you might have on your phone, we try to let people know what their choices are and inform them about AT, and ensure that people have access to the tools that they need to continue to participate in an everyday life. So in terms of the access and acquisition of assistive technology, we could talk about, how do I know what I need? So one of the things we can do is to talk about device demonstrations, and you can always make an appointment with one of us to take a look at some of the technology devices or the apps that are out there, and really to help you make a decision about what you might borrow. And Tom's going to tell us all about the Assistive Technology Lending Library a little bit later on. But then there's always the question of, how do we pay for what we need? So we can talk about financing for assistive technology. What are the different potential sources, whether it be waiver coverage or insurance, or if you have coverage from a service organization, or even sometimes thinking out of the box and using tools such as social media and crowdsourcing and crowdfunding. And the access and acquisition of AT really is about equity. It's about ensuring that people have an even playing field, and that can be not just for work or not just for school, but also for social connection.
Other aspects of the AT Act program that we address is, first, we do a lot of public awareness, just like what we're doing right now with all of you. We also do general presentations about our programs. We go to exhibits. We also do more general, specific trainings for organizations. This could be service organizations or agencies that work with people with disabilities in the state of Pennsylvania to increase their knowledge and skills to better provide AT services. And we also collaborate with 8 different regional centers across the Commonwealth. So yes, we are located at Temple University in Philadelphia, but we have 8 different regional centers throughout the state that provide our resource locally. So the regional centers, I have an image on the screen right here of the state of Pennsylvania chiseled out in 9 different sections, all with different colors. And you can see the names of our regional centers all across the state. We range from the east side, going all the way up to Delaware, all the way to the west side in Pittsburgh and Washington County. So Tech Owl is comprised of 9 regional centers across the state, like I said, and we will assist understanding all of our programs that we have. We will demonstrate assistive technology to you, and we will help with applying to any of the programs that we offer or sister programs that we have throughout the state of Pennsylvania. We are here to help get people the assistive technology that they need by whatever means necessary.
So you could kind of think of TechAL as the hub, and then those 8 regional centers altogether adding up to 9 to serve the entire state. So TechAL projects and programs, things that we do. One of the big things is the Assistive Technology Lending Library, which is open to anybody in the state with disabilities, caregivers of those with disabilities, people who are older, and you can borrow, and that process is free. But we also do demonstrations. Currently, they're mostly on Zoom so that people can see how that technology works and get an idea of what might work for them. We have the National Deafblind Equipment Distribution Program as well. That's called I Can Connect, and people can apply for the equipment that they need to continue to be able to engage in communication, whether it be over the telephone or over the computer. And that's for people who have different levels of deafness or blindness. So you might have some residual hearing or some residual vision, but if you've got that combination of hearing deficits and visual deficits, you might be eligible for this program. And then we also do emergency preparation or preparedness. So we have programs that provide trainings, information and assistance about services, connecting people with disabilities with the services that are available to them in their communities or in the state. Some of those trainings are available for free on our website at techalpa.org, and you don't even need to register. You can just go and find them and take them. And then some of what we do with AAC, we have a sister website. We have aacommunity.net, which is really focused on tools for communication. And it's an effort to unite people around Pennsylvania and to some extent even further than the borders of the state to ensure that people know about what their rights are, what the tools are that are available. And that can be for any type of Pennsylvanian or others who might have communication disabilities. So it might be for people with intellectual disabilities or autism, movement difficulties, people who are post-stroke and might have aphasia, all different types of what we call complex communication needs. And then for our young people who are growing up and transitioning to adulthood, who need augmentative and alternative communication, we have ACEs. ACEs for the time being is online. In the past, it has taken place in person on the Temple campus, and it will go back to being in person again. We just don't know dates yet. And it's like a 2-week program when it's in person for young adults who use AAC so they can work on their communication skills, work on their technology, get to know each other as a community, and also hear from empowerment speakers who talk about what it's like to be an adult who needs AAC and how you can really control and help to run your own life. Then another really important program that we have is our reused equipment program. So we want to make sure that if equipment is out there, and it's no longer needed, it doesn't just sit in a closet. It gets transferred to somebody else who needs equipment. And so we have someone who works with people all over the state to make sure that families who need equipment have a way to discover what's out there, and if it's available, to get what they need, either for free or at low cost. And then we also have a program that Tom is really, really deeply involved in. It's called Create Together. And we're working to actually create assistive technology. Not everything you need has to come through insurance. Sometimes we can make what we need, and even out of really simple materials. And we can engage also the maker community around Pennsylvania in helping to create things for children and adults with disabilities. And we're going to hear more about that later as well.
Awesome. So I'm going to speak a little bit now to what we have done with our lending library. Especially during the pandemic, we have tried to curb a little bit of the social isolation that has been happening across the state. So we invested in iPads, Chromebooks, and hotspots, knowing that internet access, as well as access to an iPad or Chromebook, isn't a guarantee. And especially now more than ever, being remote is incredibly important for our safety and the safety of others. So we have iPads and Chromebooks and hotspots for internet in our lending library that Pennsylvanians are able to request for our 9-week loan. And this has been a very useful tool for many people to stay connected during these trying and unprecedented times. So a little bit about our AT library. Our lending library is totally digital. It's online. So you go to our website, and you click on the Borrow tab. There, you're going to see a button that says Go to the new library. So this will take you to our library database. And in that database, you'll see we have over 300 items, unique items. I believe we have upwards to 1,000 or so devices in total. And you can add an item to your cart and create your account, and then you check out. You check out the item. What's going to happen is you're going to receive an item in the mail. And inside the box, you're going to have the item as well as the return label. So the purpose of this is that you can test it out. You can demonstrate it. You have your hands on the item to see, does this item work? And if the item works, we can work together to try and acquire that item for you permanently. However, the 9-week loan is incredibly useful for someone to see if an assistive device is worth investing in. And we try to make that process as free as possible. So we'll send it to you directly for free. The shipping label that comes in the box, that's prepaid. You send it back to us without having to pay anyone. And that's kind of just how the lending library works. Incredibly useful. A little bit more about this. So like I said, the loan period is 9 weeks. However, if there's no waiting list for the item, we can grant an extension. There are some items that are incredibly popular. As Catherine knows, as an AAC specialist, many of our AAC apps are really, really popular and typically have a waiting list. But if you're looking to request something that might not be as popular and you would like to extend the loan for more than 9 weeks, talking to us, we can see what we can do. Again, completely free for Pennsylvanians, and this is a resource for Pennsylvanians. We provide 2 hours of problem-solving assistance when needed. Sometimes people have service coordinators and family members that are really techie and can assist with that. But if that resource isn't there, we do offer through our program 2 hours of problem solving. And we also always offer free demonstrations of adaptive ways to use the technology. So if you need to, call us before you loan it or even after you loan it to demonstrate different types of ways to use it, to teach you, we are always here for that as well.
So our demonstrations and consults are a really useful sort of companion service to that lending library, because we really want people to be able to try before they buy, to try things out. And demonstrations are completely free. So anybody in Pennsylvania can say, hey, I want to know how to use a particular device or particular app. and figure out which one is going to work best for me. So we allow you to compare things, kind of look at the different features that they have, and consider, okay, how do those features that this particular device or app has match with the abilities of the person or myself if I'm looking to support something with my disability to be able to function better. It's not a formal evaluation, but it is going to give you a lot of the information you need to sort of target that borrowing from the lending library and kind of figure out if what you need is going to be a high priced item from a dedicated company, or whether there is an app or an accessibility feature on consumer electronics that might actually meet your needs, and something that you might even have in your pocket that you can start using right away and get going with. So if we're doing, let's say, a consultation for, let's say, an early intervention child, as we do in the city of Philadelphia, we might talk about the child's background, we might get a bit of their case history. All that information will be kept very private. We do use Zoom, so things are over a HIPAA protected channel. All of our documentation is HIPAA compliant and protected. We'll observe that child if we can, and then demonstrate the AT options and recommendations. And with those AT consults in Philly, we can even write a summary visit note and send that to the team so they really have all the knowledge that they want for getting started with borrowing assistive tech. But then, let's say they order from the lending library, takes a few weeks, the device arrives, they get faced with that box and they kind of think to themselves, oh my gosh, what do I do next? Then we're often able to hop onto Zoom again and just help teams feel a little more at ease with opening up that box and turning on the equipment, engaging with it, not feeling like anybody's going to make a mistake or do anything wrong, and getting stuff set up so that you're ready to try it out with the person that needs it. Hopefully we'll get to do some of this in person again in the future, but for the time being, we're doing this through Zoom. And you know what? That in a way kind of makes it easier to engage with us and get these services, because it's much less likely that you're going to, email me or call me and say, hey, I live an hour away. Could you drive out here and help me, and have me be able to respond right away? That's much less likely than my being able to say, hey, I can send you a Zoom link and let's hop on Zoom this afternoon at 2 o'clock. And the link is here in the slides. So if you want to make an appointment with us to take a look at a certain type of technology, we love doing this. This is what we live for. Since we're all remote at the moment, we love being able to talk directly to people and show them how the technology works. And if you're watching this and you're thinking, oh, I don't know if I can write down that link, use your smartphone, take a photo of the link so that you can access it later and make that appointment with us. One of the other services that we've done over the past 18 months are AAC meetups on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m. We used to do these once a month in person on the Temple campus and have AAC users join us so that they could really have a time to get together with other people who communicate the same way in an environment that's going to accept all communication modalities and not be like, oh, why are you using that iPad? It's just very accepting. We started doing them remotely. And as soon as the pandemic hit, we thought, wow, let's up this and do it twice a week. And it's really been very meaningful. So anyone involved in AAC is welcome. You could be an AAC user, you could be a family member, you could be a service provider who just wants to know how to use the equipment better and what to do. And it's an open conversation. It's not scripted. It's not like there's an agenda that we have to accomplish. You can join for 5 minutes or 50 minutes, ask us questions, and really find out more about augmentative and alternative communication. And this is the service where we sometimes have people join us from Minnesota, Oregon, other parts of the country, which is really, really cool because we really do feel like we can form a community of like-minded people.
Awesome. So now I'm going to speak on a different resource that we have at Tech Owl, which is also an incredibly impactful resource that we have, and it's called the Free Special Phone Program. And it's exactly as it sounds. We provide free special phones to people who would traditionally have trouble using a typical phone or using a phone in a typical fashion. So this program provides both mobile phones and home phones or landline phones to people who qualify. So this is an income-based program as well, and you can find out all of the details about qualifications on our website. But this program works with some more regular disabilities. So the disabilities that we're very commonly used to working with in this program is deafness, hearing or hearing loss, speech impairment, blindness and low vision, physical and intellectual disabilities. However, this is not a limited list. So the qualification really is if you can answer the question, do I struggle using a phone in a traditional manner? If the answer is yes, then you most likely qualify. So definitely reach out to us if you are interested in this program or have a loved one that could benefit from this program. On this screen, I have a series of devices that we provide in this program. As you can see, we have 3 smartphones. We have a Google Pixel 4a, a Samsung Galaxy S9, and an iPhone. I believe it's a 10. And we also provide tablets in this program. So a tablet, Apple tablet or an Android tablet. So you would have to choose one phone or tablet. And then on the other half of the program, we have the landline phones. And those landline phones are amplified phones, big button phones, caption phones, and things of that nature. So in this program, you are able to apply for both a landline phone and a mobile phone. Or just a mobile phone if that's all you want, or just a landline phone if that's all you want. We're very flexible. And so this is just some examples of what we can provide, but there is a full catalog list on the website.
And these free special phones are, as the name implies, free, but there are other ways to finance assistive technology as well that we can help you with. Certainly we can tell you about for instance, the insurance process for getting an AAC device or other financing organizations in the Commonwealth of PA, like the Pennsylvania Assistive Technology Foundation. But in-house, we also have some other resources. So we have that reused equipment partnership, which functions a little bit like a Craigslist and allows us to connect families in need with assistive technology that is available because somebody no longer needs it or has outgrown it. And that can be really good if you have a kid because you can spend 6 months applying for a stander or a walker for a preschooler. And by the time you get the equipment, they've grown 3 inches. So it's really good to connect up with a program like this. And things are usually a lot cheaper through REAP and sometimes even free. So you see the link down there for that program. But then we also have the Virginia Del Sordo Fund. This fund, administered by us, provides a small amount of financial assistance. It's kind of a fund of last resort. So if you've tried to go through insurance or gone through other routes and you still don't have enough to pay for what you need, you can apply for this fund. And we might be able to match you up with some money to get that app or to pay that copay to finish getting the technology that you need. So again, both of these are on our website, and also feel free to reach out to myself or Tom if you have further questions about how these programs work.
And just one more note in this topic, we are very lucky in the state of Pennsylvania to not only have the AT Act program provide help getting specific assistive technology that people need, but also we do have such a powerful state kind of program in the state, PATF, or Pennsylvania's Initiative on Assistive Technology. They provide loans There's also many different waiver fundings that we are very knowledgeable about to help acquire assistive technology. And so we are definitely well-versed and able to kind of guide people in the right paths, which is really nice as well to have in-house. So moving on to more of the fabrication aspect of assistive technology, which is very much something that I'm passionate about. We have the Create Together project, which was founded in 3D printing assistive technology, because sometimes we can make really easily different small devices that help with different functions. So as you see here on the screen, this is just a handful of some of the devices that we regularly print and ship out. And what's a common theme with many of our programs is we try to make this as free as possible. So we will print the material, print the item out for you. Either we will here, or our partners who also make for us will print it out, and then we will ship it to your door, and then you have it. So there's a request process as well on our website. So if you are interested in any of these items on the screen, you can always request it, and we will respond to you quickly and ship out the different devices that you ask for as well. We have a catalog online of all of the devices that we can print, and we do some customized prints or customized device creation as well. So if you are interested in becoming a maker, we use multiple different skills to fabricate devices. We sew, we solder, we 3D print. Sometimes we just get crafty, and we're always willing to learn, and we always want to assist. In addition, if you are interested in not just a 3D printed device, but maybe something that needs to be sewn or something that needs to be built out of wood, we receive those requests as well. So if some of the things that you've seen on these slides interest you or could help you or a loved one, please reach out. So the website is techowlpa.org/create, where you will find all of the catalogs, the request forms. If you want to become a maker, you'll find the form on there as well. The liability waiver, everything is outlined very clearly on the website, and we are so excited to share this resource with people. All right, and now we have kind of approached the end of this presentation, but we definitely want to stay connected with you all. So we want you to follow us on social media as well as our website. We have our Facebook account is pretty popular, and that is facebook.com/techowlpa. We also have social media accounts on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And the handles for all of those are @techowlpa.
All right, so if you have any questions about assistive technology, augmentative communication, joining our AT makers group, or anything at all, please do contact us. Here you see the address, our 800 number, our fax, our email, the website. We have a chat function on the website during business hours, so you can usually get through to a live person that way. And also email addresses for myself and Tom. And we mean it when we say reach out, ask us questions, ask us about problems that you want to solve. You know, hey, I can't use my stove right now because of X, Y, and Z. Ask us about it and we'll try to problem solve it and come up with solutions for you. We're happy to help, and that's what we're here for. So please do reach out. Feel free to contact us anytime.